Welcome to the Feature Creatures podcast, where you'll dive headfirst into the adult industry with featured entertainers and Playboy playmates, Raven Callie, Molly Jane, and Bambi Wild. Discover the untold stories, share in the laughter, and gain a front row seat to all the chaos. Here are your hosts, Molly Jane, Raven Callie, and Bambi Wild.
Welcome to this is I don't give a fuck, I've retired.
This is after Bambi's retirement. This is Feature Creatures
Nobody asked me but fucking anything.
AB. So, as you heard, Miss Bambi Wild has officially retired from featuring.
Yeah, from featuring.
Tell
Everyone
us more.
is freaking out because they're like, but I haven't seen you, I want to see you. I'm like, well, I'm still stripping. Like, you can still see me strip for at least a couple of months. I got a house to build. I'm just not traveling anymore. Do you know what the best thing about it is, though? That now that I'm done with the featuring circuit, every single person that has messaged me the last 6 years that never turns up to any of my shows, but will be in my DMs like, when are you coming to this area? And then I tell them, and they're like, damn, I missed it. Or you just go to a certain club, and then they message you a week later or 2 weeks later, like, when are you coming to this club? I'm going to block all of those motherfuckers. I'm going to get satisfaction out of it.
What's that though? I learned a long time ago, at least as a house dancer when I was working in Louisiana. I would go out of my way to show up when people promised to be there.
But yeah, when they say that they're going to come and then they don't show up.
So I just stopped. Yeah, they're like, if I see you, I see you.
They're literally just in your DMs for attention. They don't. Yeah, they just are lonely and want to talk to you. That is one of the main issues I have with social media, is that it makes us too available to people that are not necessarily there to support us at all. Yeah. Yeah. But no, so my last shows were at OTB, which was pretty fitting because it's one of my favorite clubs. They have treated me like family ever since I started going there. I love it to pieces. I love Brian. He's wonderful. I love all of the staff there. My favorite stripper ever works there, which is saying something. And then, of course, DJ Isis and Marcus and everybody, and even the VIP hosts, they're all so wonderful. And then I was on stage. What was it? Was it Friday night? Was it Friday night? I was on stage for my second show, and who should wander in and sit in the front row but Molly Jane and Raven Callie?
That was so hard to keep quiet. There was a point where when I was staying with you, for those of you who don't know, I went down and stayed with Bambi for a little while, and we went and did some stuff together. I had a hard time looking you in the eye because I just get overexcited, and then I'm like, this poor girl, nobody's going to fucking see her for her. No one has said, hey, let's go surprise Bambi.
Right.
No one except Brian, who reached out to me
from OTB. He arranged the whole thing. He Brett Squirrel messaged Raven and organized for them to come up and stay. And yeah, so I got to spend my last feature booking with my friends, which was it was so lovely. That was such a considerate thing to do. And I don't know of that many other club operators that would think he did that and he thought of it, which is super sweet. Yeah. So that's what I mean when I'm family. And the other thing was when I was driving through, I can't remember if we were on 74 or I can't remember what. And
your billboard.
I didn't know. It was there's my billboard. I was like, yeah. So it was a really sweet, way to end it. And the shows were amazing. I did really well. All of this stuff was wet. I had to dry it, and I'm going to arrange it. Half of it I already banked. The lady at the bank today was very unimpressed with me. But no, I did really well, and I had an amazing time. But I always have an amazing time at that club, so it was a beautiful club to end on. There's maybe five clubs that just continuously book me and have supported me throughout the entire time that I've been here, and I had to at least go back to them one time. So I did.
Somewhat of an end of an era for On the Border, isn't it?
Yeah. So Shazane, who's also a legend and a favorite there, is she's going back one more time, and then their feature bookings are not going to be continuing, at least the way that they have been for, I don't know, probably 20 years. So which is kind of sad.
Of history.
Yeah, but I mean, they've had some changes themselves this year, so so we'll just see how it goes. They might decide that they want to keep doing it. You never know.
It's a really, really pretty club.
It isn't
Everyone was
really
super
nice,
sweet
right?
to it.
They've got it set up is really cool, and they have the dressing room and everything for the feature entertainer, and it's great. So yeah, they've got the great facilities for it. But yeah, I mean, and the one before that, of course, was Expose, who we all love Expose because I mean he books more features than any other club, right? He's an avid supporter of showgirls and porn stars alike. Yeah, so of course I went back there. That was the one before that. He told me, of course, that even if I retire, that I could continue to be booking there. And I thought about, I'm very grateful for that. But by the end of my booking, I was like, you know what? No, I have to be done. I have just, at least for now, like I said that I was going to be done, and I need to see it in. It got to the point last year. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but it got to this time last year, and for those 2 years, 2022 and 2023, I was really heavily booked, which is the goal, like back to back bookings. And I think it was like week 12 or week 13 in a row. And since I'd had a weekend off, and I was in somewhere in the Midwest, and I was there by myself, and I woke up in another Hampton Inn. And I was like,
Somewhere.
man, where the fuck am I? Like, where am I? What am I? Like, what day is it? Which club are we going to? Like, it becomes, it gets to be quite a lot. So, yeah, man, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. And then I get the people are super supportive most of the time, but then I get people who like message me almost angrily, like, why are you retiring? I'm like, well, I mean, because my choice.
I feel like it.
You gotta stop at some point, and everyone's like, but you could keep going. You could keep going and doing this for another 10 years. I'm like, I know I could. And I'm not saying that there's any like specific shelf life that we have. We've already talked about that. Do you know what I mean? But I feel in my heart that it's time for me to continue on something else in the industry. But yeah, we should talk about the reason for a little bit why you were down here in the first place. You came down, we did the whole competition at Tootsie's. We did that. Did you have fun?
I had so much fun.
Yeah. I said, yeah, it was really cool. Like, it was kind of on the fly. Like, we didn't have a lot of time to sort of organize it, but thought that all the entertainers that came, like the local entertainers and then the ones that came from out of state, like they're phenomenal.
They killed it. Oh my gosh. Gaia?
Yeah. Gaia blew me away. Just super fit. Really, really beautiful girl. But like,
That was insane.
just athlete, and not just like athletic, but as you know, sometimes this is going to sound so shitty, but sometimes I get bored at pole competitions because it's the same. Do you know what I mean? It's just like the same thing. And but she was super creative. Like, she's a good dancer. Do you know what I mean? She had really creative combos and things that I was like, that's really cool. I haven't seen that before. So that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Gorgeous too. And Spencer did a great job too. Actually,
she's like one of the only feature entertainers that really entered, right? All the other entertainers really
were local performers.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Awesome.
Super, super nice, really good vibes. So thanks for having us, Tootsies. That was a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. And I did tell Gaia that we could have her on the podcast sometime She has a
The
lot of
podcast
projects.
or the magazine?
Yeah, on the podcast, and we'll help her promote whatever she's doing. She's got a lot of projects. She's fucking gorgeous. Again, like I looked at her Instagram. It's beautiful, beautiful girl, lady, woman. Wow.
I know I'm 40 years old. I call myself a girl. Like, I don't.
I just I don't want to be offensive to anyone. But yeah, no, I had a really good time, and they treated us really well. They took good care of us,
Yeah, they did.
and then we went back.
Well,
But I did get the house dance with you, and that was amazing. I
yeah.
really, really loved that club.
Yeah. Shout out to 2001 as well. Yeah, no, it's a very pleasant vibe. They create. I'm not saying that it can be super busy and they're really hectic.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the sign of a successful club, but even in that like really sort of high vibration, the club management and the team there is super nice to the entertainers. Like you feel it's not even like they're super supportive. They just sort of let you do whatever you're doing, and they've left it, the way that they run things. It means that it's easy for you to just go and do your thing and make money, which I like. Yeah. And yeah, all
Cannot wait to go back. I loved it there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good club. Yeah. So, it was that I don't know, I'm like I'm not even I was sad at the end when I was hugging Brian and saying thank you to everybody, and we were talking about everything, and I thought I was gonna cry, and I was emotional the following day after my booking, but really not like I don't know how I can there's nothing that I really regret. And like earlier, like in the year, Platt was like, because Platypus knew that I was gonna quit, and that I was retiring, and he was like, "Where else do you want to go? Is there somewhere in the country that you really want to go?" And I thought about it, and I'm like, I think I've done it. Like, I'm really lucky. Like, I'm really, really lucky to have had the career that I had.
You've done a lot.
Yeah. Like all the places that I really wanted to go to, I got to go to, and yeah. And then I had like really wonderful loyal clubs that just continue to book me, which was great for me and great for them because we built up loyal customers and audience members. And so I'm like, I'm not sad. And I haven't had time to miss it. Everyone's like, well, you're going to really miss it. You're going to want to go back. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. As long as I'm doing something creative, then I think I can channel that energy into something else and be quite satisfied. Yeah. Not saying that I'll never perform again, but I just don't know if it's going to be that in that forum.
I understand.
I'm keeping my burly outfits. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got a bunch of burlesque style costumes that I will not be selling, but I'm selling the other ones.
If you have any burlesque style costumes that are never going to fit you again because they're too small and you don't feel like you'll ever be that size again, I volunteer. I will buy them from you.
While I'm still dancing, that's not going to be an issue. But yeah, if I stop dancing as much, I know that I'm going to gain weight as soon as I stop, because I throw myself around, and I still work out mostly just my ass. Do you know what I mean? Because I just want a nice, plump, juicy butt, and I haven't worked out. I don't work out like I used to, really obsessively when I was competing. So I was like, I have to have perfect. You get all in your own fucking head about your body, and there's a little bit of dysmorphia going on there. But now that I'm not competing, I keep my body to the size and look that makes me the most money, which is actually having a juicy butt, So I know eventually when I stop dancing, because that's really when I get all of my cardio from, that I will probably inevitably not be able to fit some of my costumes.
You were going to stay busy enough around that property.
Yeah. Well, when I was running a club previously, I lost a lot of weight. Like, you know what I mean? When we had lots, because I was there 6 or 7 days a week. I would sometimes I wouldn't have time to eat. Sometimes I would eat once a day. So if I'm put into that situation again, then no, I will not be. But we'll see. Like, I hope not. I hope that, not that I don't hope that opportunity doesn't. But I hope that opportunity comes around again, but I don't know if I want to be in that situation where I was working that much that I wasn't
you were sometimes the manager, the bartender, dancer, the DJ.
Sundays and Mondays. That was kind of fun though. Do you know what I mean? But it was quite stressful because then I wouldn't have a manager, so I would be managing and DJing, and then it was fine until, say, the bartender needed me to go get alcohol for them, and I had people there, so I'm running stages and all that kind of stuff. So that was a lot, but I still enjoyed it. Like high stress things, I don't know, like with the party puss parties and the events like that we do, like we spend years sort of talking about it and spitballing like ideas, and then we get down to it, and I don't know, Platt has these enormous plans,
Parties,
like craziness, and then bring it back in and work it out. But and that's cool. We all like talk about
they're
it.
always great though.
Yeah, they're great. They're great fucking parties. We're good at it. But it's like by the time we get to it, everything has to happen within the space of like 2 days. And that last 6 hours beforehand is like really stressful, like organizing everything. You're getting it all together. And that feeling, I know some people really hate it. I really like it. I thrive. That anxiety. Yeah, I like that feeling. I like I've got like a limited amount of time to get all this fucking shit done, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But you've managed to pull it off, and that's an amazing feeling. You know.
Is it possible because you have ADHD and you use those last minute nerves to really push you to that's what you need? Light a fire under your ass.
Very possibly, because I mean, in high school I was undiagnosed because they never really get diagnosed girls, like women, like
Yeah, they never diagnosed me until I was in my 30s.
We're bad influences and we're easily distracted. We never get to be diagnosed with ADHD in school. They just label us as problem girls. But like, I would always leave all my shit to the last minute, and then get it done in like 6 hours. It'd still be pretty good. Except for maths, which I failed. I was never a mathematical, and it's not even that I'm like all right at math now. I just fucking hated math in high school.
I'm embarrassed at how bad it was in math. I was diagnosed with dyscalculia. It's
With what?
basically it's basically it's like dyslexia but for numbers. And so yeah. So I had to work through that really hard, and I had a lot of help on the side to be able to graduate high school. But then when it came to college, I happened to have an IEP, which is an individualized education plan, and I was able to have that extra help when I took my college, my higher level math courses.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, yeah.
In the words, so is it the way that you process like thinking about the numbers, or is it like a visual thing? Like dyslexia is a visual. It is a visual thing. So the numbers, they're not. It doesn't compute that that's the number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. But my reading, my English reading is amazing, and I was always, I was reading Stephen King in elementary school and like fully comprehending all of it. Like I was always really good at literature and big into the poetry and stuff like that. But it helped my sister when she hit college writing her literature.
Really?
But when it came to math,
no, I fucking hate math. I'm not bad at it now. I think I had the combination of really fucking awful teachers that I did not respect in mathematics.
And didn't want to teach you right.
Yeah, especially if you're autistic or ADHD and you don't like that fucking person and they don't like you, it makes it very difficult to take anything they fucking say seriously. And I would sit at the back with my two friends. One of them was, her name was Tayanka, and she was a Macedonian refugee. And she was like a fucking genius. Like, she was a mad genius. We wouldn't do anything in class. And then on the other side of me was my friend Finn, who has become a musician now. And he was failing at the same level that I was failing. However, he was a boy, so he got help. And he would get taken out of class and given extra time in his exams and shit. Do you know what I mean? And so we were all fucking around, but I was just I was just a problem. But Tanka would fuck around just as much as me. However, she would end up with like 98% on her exams because she had that kind of brain. So yeah, I was like we'd sit in the back room and like back of the room and sing fucking, you know, boom, 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 I want you in my room, na, 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 just like being, general like pain in the ass ADHD kids. But yeah, I never did. I had like
Is that
10
the Vega Boys?
Yeah, the Finger Boys. Hated me. And I do understand, like, hindsight, that why she hated me. But honestly, she was a cunt first. So then I just stopped caring. Like, yeah, no, I didn't do any work in mathematics. So,
I got very lucky. I got very, very lucky. I had one of my I think it was physics teachers. His wife was a special education teacher. So when I was 13, he had mentioned some of the problems I was having once we hit some of the math part in
yeah,
physics, and he kind of suggested that she have me tested. For me, it was long-term memory deficiency.
yeah.
That's what they initially gave me, and the dyscalculia. So like, I was able to use notes. Basically, I got notes in extra time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I was 31 when all of my depression medication and stuff that they had put me on forever just stopped. It wasn't doing anything. And I
Mm-hmm.
asked to be tested for other things, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where the ADHD diagnosis came. So,
Yeah.
and then you're like, wait, am I depressed because people, like, the world is treating me differently and I just feel like I don't belong? Or am I depressed because I actually have depression?
Weird as I seem to think that I am. Yeah. Do other people think this way? Or am I a mutant? Yeah.
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 But I think
So many more people were thinking that than what we realized. You know what I mean?
yeah. And once I learned more about like the DSM-5 and whatnot in school, we all have some kind of personality.
We could diagnose
Like,
everybody,
yeah, everyone has some personality disorder.
especially strippers. We're fucking professionals. We all have honorary psychology degree.
Oh my God, yeah. 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 Anyway, so what does this bring us to?
I don't know. What are you doing this weekend?
I think I'm gonna go work.
Are you going to work at
And I am gonna work at Kappa.
Nice.
And next week I will be driving down to Louisiana, which made me think Spencer is performing at Michael's for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So
you should
yeah,
go, Spencer. Yeah, you should go see her.
that would be really neat. I haven't been since the renovation.
You could totally just go and support her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The stage is amazing. I mean, it's and all of the screens and everything is super cool. I mean, that's Jeremy. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
Swaggle.
Jeremy's fantastic.
They've got that mad obsessive genius working there. So he does all that beautiful. What he does, he thinks of all
He's
the
really great. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. Can we wrap this up with a story?
Yeah,
I
tell me a
want no, bitch. You give me a story.
story.
Give me a story. What kind of story would I give? Give me a funny story. Something that you were not comfortable talking about before you retired, and now you can tell me. Everyone.
There's a lot, there's a lot of things. Is there? There's so many things. What do I want? Did I say something previously in a conversation? No, I don't know. Well, I'm pretty comfortable talking about everything. I think so. I don't know. I don't think there's anything like. I'm sure that there will be something that I can add like later on that I'll think of like, oh yeah, no, I can say that. But like, no, I think I'm like pretty good right now. I'm really grateful. I'm
Words.
grateful. I don't know. I can tell you a story. I have this like regular who
Here we are.
this has got nothing to do with featuring. He's like I don't know, 23 and calls me mummy. I think I talked about him before. If I told you, I don't remember. But like the last time he was at the club, he like literally screamed mummy while I was on stage and the whole club is full of people. They're like,
My God.
so you go for this dance and he starts like calling me mom constantly, and I'm like, I think we have to like make this more believable if this is how it's gonna fuck your dad. That makes me really sad. That made me really happy. Is that a good story to end on?
Whoa. You said something to someone that night. I worked with you. One of those nights that I worked.
That guy. No. Yeah, that guy who kept telling you he's from Boston, right? No shit on people from Boston, because I love a lot of the time people come from Boston, they come to party down in Tampa and they're fucking awesome. But this guy, he's originally from Boston, had lived in Florida and he's now moved to somewhere else, Tennessee. And he was talking about how the whole of Florida is just a shithole, right? And I just have such an issue with people like who are going to come visit a place and then they tell everybody. It doesn't matter who you're talking to, but a local is going to hear you when you start talking about what a fucking shithole that they're living in. And I was taking offense to it also because, I've been around a few places and I can definitely tell you that most parts of Florida are not at all. Like
Florida.
Yeah, I love Florida. And most people make their situation, like wherever you're from, like anywhere can be a shithole if that's your mind. Do you know what I mean? And so that's my issue that I have with people like that. But he's loudly declaring to the entire club that, yeah, the whole of Florida is a shithole and how he's so happy to be in Tennessee. And I can't even remember what I said. I was like, I think I said that now it was shittier because he was there. Is that what I said? Something like that. Yeah. But I mean, I've never felt the need to hold back on people like that ever. Like that's not
I
something
love it.
like that's I have been like that ever since I started. Like somebody wants to be that rude in a situation, like I don't care. I'll be the person to be like, well,
Let's make some money. I cannot go along with it either. I just get really like.
but if you do it in such a way, usually like it's not going to cost you any money, especially if it's a group of people and one of the guys is being an asshole and you call him out on being an asshole. All of his friends are going to appreciate that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't turn around and be like, fuck you.
No, I usually just like say something that, mildly threatening.
No, if you can be about it, then you can totally hurt that person's feelings and everybody else will think it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys are mean to each other.
Yeah. For sure. They love it.
All right. So I will say that next time we meet up, we will be meeting with Attorney Shield. Yeah, we'll meet up with the head of Attorney Shield, do a quick interview. We'll catch up with what we've been doing after the holidays and after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I think I'm going to still stay down. We were going to come back up, but I think I'm staying here. I'm going to stay here.
It got cold. It got cold. Like I think it's
Really cold
outside.
Well, I'm glad that I brought my little tortoise down here. He's not really little, he's really
beautiful.
Heavy.
How's he doing?
He's obstinate, but I think he's much happier in the sunshine. He seems to like sunshine, but he's really fucking heavy. I can't lift him. And sometimes instead of going into his little house that has been carefully constructed for him and it's all nicely heated and everything, he wants to bury himself in the sand and in the grass and in the leaves under a tree where it's really difficult to maneuver him because he's big. He's a big boy.
How old is he?
He's 35. He's a soul carter. So he's not going to get any bigger, but he's going to probably live the same amount of time as me. Like, yeah, we're going to grow old together. Hopefully by that time he learns to go into his fucking house.
A lot of TikTok accounts with their tortoises and there's some cute
Really
on
funny.
there. Yeah.
They're really, really funny. Like they look like ancient beings. They're not in any hurry. They don't give a fuck. He seems happy to be down here in the sun. So yeah, that's my new thing.
Alrighty. Well, congratulations again on a successful retirement from featuring only.
My final show. I love you and Molly were there. That was really sweet. And yeah, thank you to OTB. Thank you to everybody else who's booked me as well. But yeah, especially thank you to Brian and everybody at OTB. That was a really thoughtful thing for them to do. And yeah, and thank you to everybody who came out and saw the shows. That was awesome. I had a really great weekend. Yeah. I love you.
I love you. Mwah.
Bye.